What you need to do, if anyone out there is like interested in making film, is you need to have all of the different people who would make a film all as your friends and all no other prospects. The guy next to me did have 2 burger and chips. It's a 1 burger and chips film, really, maximum. I think we're both interested in watching things which feel like it's possible to make. Do you know Carey Mulligan? Quadruple threat.
What's the for?
Farming.
Hello and welcome to the BIFA Podcast, supported by Kia. Hosted by me, Joy Hunter.
And me, Karis, Aldridge. Each week we'll be talking to a new guest from the world of independent film about their journey into the industry, their most inspiring cinema-going experiences, and what makes independent film so special.
Exactly. Basically, we managed to convince the British Independent Film Awards to let us fangirl over film stars to their face.
Damn right, yes. And it's been amazing so far.
It sure has.
And this week our guest is...
Tim Key! Oh my god, an absolute comedy hero of mine.
This was a big one, yeah. You were fangirling so much, but in the best way possible. He was loving it.
Hugely. I think you'll see my face throughout, just sort of full of glee that we're talking to the wonderful Tim Key. You'll know him from Taskmaster, you'll know him from No More Jockeys, you'll know him from all of his work in comedy and kind of comedy poetry as well.
I was going to say, he's a famous poet as well.
Yeah, Edinburgh Comedy Award winner. And of course, we had a lovely chat with him about his feature film, The Ballad of Wallis Island, didn't we?
Yes, exactly. And the short film that was in 2007 that inspired the feature. So it was really about his journey with Tom Basden to going from short to the feature. We spoke about the early days of them kind of living together, the films that they were watching together. We got a ton of film recommendations.
We sure did.
All a long list, yeah.
All of which we hadn't seen.
Nope, not a single one. So sorry, Tim.
He really exposed us, so sorry to you, Tim Key, but we're going to do our homework, aren't we? Yeah, cool. All right, well, I hope you enjoy our conversation with the wonderful Tim Key. Tim, welcome to the BIFA Podcast. We're so happy to have you.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on.
What do you make of the studio?
It's very interesting. Are they real books?
Confirmed, they are.
Confirmed.
Yes, confirmed.
Confirmed. Apparently, the buying real vintage books was cheaper than buying fake books, which I don't know how I feel about. Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, I will grab one.
Yeah, grab one.
You can read a little passage if you like.
Yeah, I'm happy to read a passage.
Just please read a passage for us.
Get us into it. Okay, well, I'll take this one.
Please do.
Yeah, this one's called James Hilton, Goodbye Mr. Chips.
Oh, my favourites.
Excellent.
So I've got high hopes. Give us a page number.
83.
Oh, I didn't even think there'd be 83 pages.
There most certainly are.
Okay.
There's over 100.
Shows what I know. I've never read a book in my life.
Always love to start a film podcast with a nice reading.
Page 83 of Goodbye Mr. Chips. In 1913, Chips had had bronchitis and was off duty for nearly the whole of the winter term. It was that which made him decide to resign that summer, when he was 65. After all, it was a good ripe age, and Ralston's straight words had in some ways had an effect.
Whoa.
I mean, talk about wanting more.
Is it?
Go on, full reading. We've got an hour.
I don't want to waste my whole hour reading Goodbye Mr. Chips.
Ripe
I
age
wish Mr. Chips well, though. I do.
Is 65 a ripe age?
I don't know.
Pretty ripe.
Fairly ripe.
When does your age ripen?
That's a big question.
Case by case basis, I'd say.
It's case by case, so someone could be at ripe old age at 3.
Absolutely, and I've seen them.
Yeah, you do have old souls, I suppose.
Speaking of being young.
Yeah, here we go. Good.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect segue. What?
Well, not yet.
Done
We're
this
only
before.
about a quarter of the way through the segue. Speaking of being young.
What's the first film you remember watching?
Fantastic.
There you go.
Love that.
Straight in.
First film, Hudsucker Proxy.
Excuse me?
No, Bambi.
Bambi. Oh,
but I'm sure it's always Bambi, yeah? It's got to be Bambi.
I've not heard. I don't think I've had a Bambi
We've
yet.
not had a single Bambi mention.
Well, have you had a Dumbo?
We haven't had a Dumbo.
Well, have you had an E.T.?
I think we have had an E.T.
Oh, have we? Okay,
Yeah.
because that seems the most shocking if we hadn't had an E.T. Yeah, I think we have.
I think my first one was Bambi.
Cried your eyes out?
Yes, I was in an absolute state. But I mean,
As
I
you
was
would
probably
be.
like a combination of the power of the movie plus I'm 5.
What a combination.
Plus I'm probably tired. And plus hungry.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
unripe.
And I'm ripe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd probably have the same reaction to something at this age. But then I think I went and watched. I definitely saw E.T. in the cinema,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess is, when is that? 1983, probably.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say it is. Yeah.
And that had a profound effect.
Mm.
Do you think
Tell us more.
Do you think that's influenced your style?
My style, what, of movie making,
Yeah.
or my what general vibe?
General.
General.
Let's go general.
Yeah, I think E.T. has definitely had an influence on my general vibe over the years. Well, it probably did. I mean, I love that film. Have you seen it?
Yeah, of course, but I find it quite scary.
Well, it is quite scary
it
and also
is.
incredibly sad.
Mm.
It's not easy, and at that point, bearing in mind I'm then 6, I think.
Sure.
Just going straight in with the hard stuff at the early ages, 5 and 6, just like
Oh,
devastating
she was
yourself.
taking me to everything. She didn't
Oh,
care. Just facing me against the screen, seeing who salutes.
She being
Well, probably my mother.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
probably.
Ketamine Carol.
To me, Carol. Get her on the podcast.
Sorry, Carol. Yeah, so I think
Oh my God.
it was formative years, isn't it? Things like E.T.
Mm.
I mean, I'm guessing you had did you have adverts and things floating around? You certainly had like stickers in cereal packets
Mm-hmm.
of something like E.T. So it's already iconic before you even set foot in the cinema.
Yeah. Good
Before
marketing.
Wiggy, even before Wiggy tears your ticket. There was a man called Wiggy.
Okay.
Yeah. So and we were
cinema
talking
staff or just
on the staff.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
And we were talking about Wiggy the other day because he was like, you know, in the 80s, just tearing tickets. And then my dad goes, "Oh yeah, Wiggy." And then you suddenly realise that Wiggy was also in the 1950s tearing tickets.
Wow. When did
So
you get on first name basis with Wiggy?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be 100% sure that is first name basis.
Okay.
Where is Wiggy in the first, second name, middle name?
I think it might be a nickname.
Okay.
I think if you
Okay.
saw Wiggy, it would start to make sense.
1980s Wiggy was ripened.
Yeah.
Wiggy catching strays.
Yeah. Wiggy catching strays.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
like catching random insults.
Oh, right. Is that what it's called? Catching strays? Yeah, Wiggy catching strays. Wiggy mainly catching one stray.
One
Just the one stray.
Yeah, but for,
from Ketty
but for
Carol.
40 years.
Speaking of ET stickers
Yeah.
in the cereal packet,
Yeah.
do you have a favourite bit of film paraphernalia, like a poster or a DVD case?
I mean, I do know one
Yeah.
poster I like.
Go on.
I did have in my room at university, would have had Safety Last.
Okay.
Do you know that movie?
I'm not going to lie to you. No.
You do know that movie, though.
Educate us, please.
Do you know it?
The perplexed look on my face is a no.
I didn't
Yeah.
pick up on the perplexed look.
You've
So
caught us
this
out.
is an image
Okay.
of a man hanging from the hands of a clock.
Okay.
Do you know that now?
No.
Harold Lloyd. Do you know
Okay.
Harold Lloyd? This is fantastic.
I'm
This is
sorry.
my favourite film.
Okay.
Safety Last,
Okay.
right? And it ends with a extraordinary set piece where Harold Lloyd, who's like silent movie star like Charlie Chaplin,
yeah.
Buster
Mhm.
Keaton, and he climbs a skyscraper, and he does all his own stunts, like Michael Crawford,
Mhm.
and then he's dangling off the hands of a clock.
Wow.
Honestly, if I were to show it to you now, you would be like, "Oh, yeah, totally understand. That's the most important image in film history."
Cool.
It's in there somewhere.
I'm like
We'll have to
pre-embarrassed
overlay
for this to go out.
podcast with
Don't be
the image
pre-embarrassed.
now.
Just be embarrassed.
Just be embarrassed
Just
now.
embarrassed.
Just live in the
Okay.
embarrassment now.
Climb into it. Well, it's like me describing Charlie Chaplin stood there next to the kid. Yeah,
Yeah. I
Right.
know that one.
it's
Yeah.
iconic. What's another iconic poster? Do we think another iconic film image?
Ooh.
Many.
All I can think is E.T. going over the moon.
Well, that's because we just talked about him.
Yeah.
That is why.
Titanic. Wonder why we were talking about that.
That will do
Weird.
it, yeah.
Weird.
Well, you've got to throw in Jack Nicholson coming through the door with the axe.
Oh
haven't you?
yeah,
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
That's got to be in there.
I was gonna do Titanic, Leo and
Oh, I
Kate.
think that's a
Yeah.
That's
classic.
a classic.
Yeah.
It's got
That's-
to be.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
I suppose those chaps from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids
Yeah,
sort of
sure.
jumping off the thing. And then I think, is that it maybe?
Uh,
I think there's
Yeah,
four.
forget the
Pole?
rest, I think.
What? What?
What are your thoughts
Paul.
on Pulp? No, Pulp.
Fiction.
Fiction. Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
That's quite an iconic one.
I think so.
Adrenaline shot. Would
Yeah,
be
but
an
is
image
that
would stick in your mind.
Any number of
Or
images.
Dancing.
Oh,
Or
the
the
dancing.
dancing.
Yeah. Or
Actually, much better answer.
thank you. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, you got there eventually. It's fine. It's fine.
We did it.
Well, I did see that one in the cinema.
Did you?
No,
Who
that's a different
with?
era.
With Wiggy.
Well,
Oh,
that would have
no.
been with Greens, probably.
Oh, Greens.
Oh, Greens.
Okay.
Yeah, Greens. Love
Greens and probably actually Boss, Bear, Bones, and probably Bates. It would have been the six of us. I think
Greens,
that's
Boss,
like
Bones, and Bates. Say that 5 times.
Bear,
Sorry, Bear. How
Bones,
could I forget?
that.
Bear, Bones,
Bare bones.
Bates, Boss,
Boss,
Greens,
Greens.
and me.
Of course.
Did I
Wow.
say Bates?
I think so.
A couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought Kathy in my mind.
So this is an era of cinema where we're watching stuff, when we're like 17,
Okay.
16, 17.
Nice.
Nice. So there's
I
a little
think.
crew of you going in.
I think so. When is Pulp Fiction? 90?
90s, is it?
93?
Yeah,
Sure.
probably 90. Yeah, that sort of thing. Well, anyway, we were in there.
Fact check that.
Nice.
I think we also would have all watched Reservoir Dogs together.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice. Yeah.
So I think we were just watching iconic Tarantino. I think we were just enjoying watching 18s.
Sweet. Were you faking?
Oh no,
No.
I don't. Well, Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, that might be faking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm faking for Reservoir Dogs and then
But you
not
got
faking
to.
for Pulp Fiction.
Are you faking to Wiggy?
Now that's a great question.
Wiggy would let you fake.
Don't really want to get into Wiggy's final statistics.
But we
Wiggy's
will.
been through enough.
But we
today.
should.
If you're making a biopic of me and I'm going to watch Reservoir Dogs and Wiggy is tearing the tickets, I think there's some people writing in saying something doesn't make sense here. Wiggy was not tearing the tickets on Reservoir Dogs. Wiggy's final ticket torn was Inner Space.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Wiggy.
Yeah, Wiggy.
Oh man.
But
think
you've not
about
met
him for-
Wiggy, so it's funny that you're that nostalgic.
I'm
I
into
know.
it. Yeah, I'm in. You've painted such a.
I'll think of
such
him
a
fondly.
beautiful picture
I'll
that
be
I feel
completely
that
honest.
I know him.
I think Wiggy's painted it himself.
Maybe that's your follow-up film. It's about Wiggy.
Wiggy saves the day.
Yeah.
Wiggy saves the day.
Goodbye, Mr. Wiggy.
Could be
I
your
bet you've got Wiggy
Fablemans.
saves the day on these bookshelves. Should I read page 83 of Wiggy saves the day?
When you're going to the cinema with your crew,
With my boyfriend.
With the boys.
with your boyfriend, sorry, of course.
Mm.
Do you have like a routine? Is there a particular snack? Is there a particular place you're sitting in the cinema? Have you got what are your non-negotiables?
What's the ritual?
Well, if I'm watching one now, where am I sitting is pretty far back.
Okay, interesting.
We want the exact seat, Tim.
Well, it
number?
would depend on the. Well, give me the exact cinema and the screen, and I'll give you the exact seat.
Why don't you tell us your favourite cinema? 'Cause that's
My
a question we need
fave-
to ask.
My
Is it
fave
Cambridge?
cinema is Cambridge.
Just the town. No,
Um,
is it in Cambridge or is it?
I used to work in a cinema in Cambridge,
Ooh, which
Did
one?
you?
the Cambridge Picture House.
Nice.
Lovely.
Sweet. I've been there many a time.
Have
I've
you?
not.
Yeah.
What did you watch there? Because
I
you see, if you say you could say a film here
yeah.
where it puts us in the same era, and I might be your Wiggy.
I watched Ladybird there.
No, I was
So
not.
I don't. I'm
No,
sorry.
I was not.
I'm so
I was.
sorry to
I'd hung
say
up.
that
I'd
to
hung up
you.
the wig. I'm
I'm-
afraid. By
I'm
then.
waiting with bated breath. I was like, "Oh, what are you
Ladybird.
gonna
Which one's
say?"
Ladybird?
Saoirse Ronan.
Greta
Oh my
Gerwig.
goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Directorial debut. That's
That
great.
was that was one of my
2017.
First, yeah,
Yes.
that was one of my first solo cinema trips I'd ever
Love a
done,
solo
and I
cinema
loved
trip.
it. Are you
No,
a
well, yeah.
solo?
I'm very happy to talk about solo cinema
Yeah,
trips.
my favourite kind.
What was your last solo cinema trip? And
And
also, I'd like to know what your favourite solo cinema trip was.
Sure.
my favourite.
I'm happy to
is-
answer these questions as well.
No, you
I'm not
interrupt.
I'm not just throwing grenades here. What's your favourite?
My favourite was Everything Everywhere All at Once at Peckham Plex, just because if you've ever
Nice.
been to Peckham Plex, you know that it's always going to be quite an experience.
Mhm.
Just brings in an interesting crowd. People are
Okay.
screaming, shouting. It's a very like interactive experience, and because that film is already batshit crazy,
Yeah.
it just really it bred like an atmosphere.
I
It
do
was
have
great.
an opinion about that film.
Go on.
That's the deepest into a film where I've been toying with the idea of leaving the film and
We
staying.
might have to fight here.
We
Really?
we won't have to. And then, but staying with it and then being glad that I did.
Oh,
But it's
thank
weird because
God.
sometimes
you landed the plane.
but that can be like 20 minutes of like, I don't know whether I want to watch this. I think with that one, I'm like about an hour in. Thinking,
What was the turning point? Was it the rocks?
I don't know, but
the
it
conversation with the rocks.
I don't know what it was.
Okay.
But it gradually, I guess it just sort of became more and more batshit, didn't it?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
I mean,
you're
when you
like-
say lean in, they
Yeah.
leaned in
They leant in
hard.
Yeah.
Sausage fingers.
Oh,
Sausage fingers.
Now, not knowing that reference and not remembering it, that's just you saying sausage fingers, unfortunately.
Could be, yeah.
I might try that in 5 minutes.
Yeah, give it a go.
Yeah.
Roll out the sausage fingers.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's your favourite one. I watched that one on my own.
Yeah.
There's something about a matinee which is kind of very life affirming. It's symbolic of something where you can just go into the cinema. I mean, it means you don't have a proper job, basically. You know?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That was really poetically put.
So I did watch. Well, it wouldn't be my last one, but I guess quite a spectacular one was Zone of Interest,
Oh,
yeah.
and that was in a cinema where you're allowed to have food. And
That is.
the guy next to me did have 2 burger and chips.
You are kidding me.
I think it lasted
During
about.
that film?
It's a pretty quiet film.
Fucking
I mean, I would say.
Do you know what the film's about?
I do know what the
Yeah.
film's about.
It's a 1 burger and chips film, really, maximum. It was kind of
Who
crazy.
thinks of bringing a burger and chips into a film like that?
Well, then again,
That is insane behaviour.
then again,
Oh my
I
God.
watched a film recently with. Do you know a guy called Tom Basden?
Never heard of
Ooh,
him.
Who? What?
Well,
Yeah.
watch out for him because he's a triple threat. And I went and watched the Ballad of Wallis Island. Which,
No way.
Yeah, I made that with him,
Oh, wow.
and we watched it in Exeter.
Yeah.
And then he had Maltesers, and I'm like, okay, this is insane. And we're sat at the back, and we're going to do a Q&A at the end. And he's eating these Maltesers, and then there's this scene where it's a really emotional scene with him. And do you know Carey Mulligan?
Kind of underground
so.
artist.
Basically
yeah.
world class.
Up and coming, yeah.
Sure.
Quadruple threat, probably.
What's the fourth?
Farming.
God, there's only things she can't do. That's mad.
So he's eating these Maltesers, and that's the end of it, really. But because it didn't happen. But I'm thinking, it's really emotional. If someone is like watching Basden on screen with his little eyes, welling up because he's like going through the mill in this scene, and they're listening to someone eating Maltesers, and they swing round and they see the same person. I'm just like watching him and waiting for that to happen and thinking that this can't happen.
Yeah.
You
breaks a certain
literally
illusion.
no. Imagine if you're watching A Wonderful Life and you turn around and James Stewart's eating a banana. It's not good enough.
I feel like you could see. I feel like explaining that story to someone would get you sectioned. They'd be like,
There he was.
Sure, that happened.
Well, isn't that that's what Bill Murray does, isn't it? Apparently, he like sort of
Does
walks
he?
past people, who are sort of and grabs a chip from their plate and says they're not going to believe you.
Have you ever done
That's
that?
iconic.
No,
Thought about it though.
Cool. Yeah, fair
no,
enough.
no.
Fair
I've got all that to come.
Yeah.
Excellent. Can we?
Oh, hang on, but you asked me what I would like. What when I go to the cinema?
Yes.
So we're choosing. The Cambridge Picture House is going to be the cinema. I would then choose. I think I'm either a nothing, or for the above reasons, or I'm a popcorn.
Ooh, sweet or salty?
It's a mixture.
Nice.
Nice.
It's
The
the
right
blend,
answer.
Correct.
and it's trying to get the job done during the trailers. I'm not
Which
really.
It's a fairly easy task.
I think. Yeah.
Well, you're eating all the food in the trailers.
Got to.
My mum would tell me off for that
Why?
because it's like the food and the film should happen together. The trailers, like you're wasting the food on the trailers.
No, completely
I
disagree.
can totally see that. If I'm at home, I would definitely never start eating like a meal or something before the subject that I'm watching has begun.
Yeah. I agree.
Including
Feels
like a sports
disrespectful.
match or back to films though, or a film.
Or a film.
Yeah.
Monster Munch features in The Ballad of Wallis Island.
I thought you were calling me Monster Munch features. Sausage
to
finger.
Mr. and Mrs. Munch features a sun monster.
Yeah, Monster Munch does feature.
Yeah, I really love pickled onion Monster Munch, and I wanted to ask whether it's in the film because you both love it, or whether it's in the film because you think that's the sort of snack a washed-up musician would eat.
Right. It's this is trivia. In the script, the screenplay for The Ballad of Wallis Island by Tom Basden and Tim Key,
Yeah.
in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
I think it's scripted as Flaming Hot.
Okay.
I think it's scripted as Flaming Hot, and we had the wrong Monster Munch on set.
Shit.
But
What?
these things can happen in films. I
Someone
don't know
got
if you've
fired
ever
over
seen
this,
Lost
did
in La
they?
Mancha, but things can go tits up in a film.
Whoa.
Thanks.
So
Famously.
I can't remember, because the line in it is, I give him his pickled onion Monster Munch and say, don't go snogging the ladies. So I think maybe pickled onion is scripted and we had the Flaming Hot. And then it's a case of trying to find the correct Monster Munches in rural Wales.
Whoa. And did you?
In the finished film, we have pickled onion Monster Munch. So however it worked out,
Yeah.
it worked out absolutely fine. But I do remember that being a moment on set where we had to troubleshoot.
Wow. But
Yeah,
a true professional like yourself was able to.
Overcome
To
the
style that
hurdles.
out.
Big
I
hurdles.
think so. I think it took me and Tom Basden to step up to the plate in that scene and sell it.
We're briefly interrupting this programme to let you know that
Your favourite cinema needs you. This year, BIFA have launched the inaugural Cinema of the Year award, supported by Kia and decided by you.
Nothing beats that feeling of watching a brilliant film on the big screen, and we want to celebrate the cinemas that allow us to do just that. Cinemas at the heart of their communities that bring audiences together and champion independent film.
Voting is now open for cinema goers to decide the nominees for the Cinema of the Year. So if you love your local cinema, now is your chance to prove it.
Head to the show notes of this episode for the link to cast your vote, and tune in to BIFA's social media on Monday 3rd of November to find out all the nominees for BIFA 2025. You and Tom Basden made a short film based on the same story.
Yeah.
18 years ago.
Absolutely, 100%.
But before that, you were gigging comedians, you were in a sketch troupe. Can you tell us a bit about how you decided to make a short?
Well, I actually can.
Well, that's fantastic.
I've got stuff I want to say about this.
Well, that's what we want to hear.
Are you setting the record straight?
No, I'm setting the record as is.
Okay, good.
Cool.
So basically, we were in a sketch group, me and Tom Basden.
Cowards.
Cowards, yeah, back in the day. And then what you need to do if you're like, if anyone out there is like interested in making film, is you need to have all of the different people who would make a film all as your friends and all free at the same time, and all no other prospects currently. And so me and Tom were both writing and were interested in making something, but then Tom crucially had two friends who were directors who were trying to get into directing and going to directing school. So that was our 4-person outfit, and we all put £50 in, and me and Tom wrote the script, and Alex directed it, and Jay produced it. We got in a little car, drove to Devon, and went to, I think, Alex's house, and shot it in 2 days, and that was our first short film. It's about a guy who is invited to a New Year's Eve party, and all the best people haven't come, and so it's just 2 people who are at a New Year's Eve party and getting a lot of information about a better New Year's Eve party that's happening in France.
A really good idea.
And these 2 are just trying to get through, and they don't know each other. They're both friends of a friend, and they're both just trying to get through this New Year's Eve. And meanwhile, Tom Basden's character is spending a lot of time on the piano, just playing and stuff, learning how to play the piano. And it ends with him playing Chopin beautifully. And it's a nice short film, actually,
Nice.
in my opinion. Then our second one was about a handbag snatcher and a policeman who chases him into a disused maze.
Disused
They
maze.
climb into the maze.
Your classic disused
Your
maze.
classic disused maze.
We
And
all know
then
them.
He chases him and he can't find him, and then eventually he finds him, traps him in the centre of the maze, and then they can't find their way out.
Is that
Perfect.
Saltburn?
It doesn't feel exactly like Saltburn if you watch them both back to back.
Was it a double bill?
So we were basically
There are
lucky that we, in that one, it was the same combination. I mean, to be fair, Alex directed both of those, I think, and Jay was just producing. But weirdly, Jay had just won I don't know what he won, an Emmy for directing Shogun, I think, is what he's done. So, but everyone was like very much didn't know what we were doing at the time. But so we made both of those, and then the third film was me and Tom wrote it again, but this time James Griffiths directed it because Tom had just worked with him on an advert for Barclaycard.
Nice.
And then
Perfect.
James had messaged Tom's agent and said, I love this guy I just worked with on Barclaycard. Does he have anything else that he would like to do? And me and Tom had this script, so he said, yeah, maybe we do this. And then James managed to get the rest of the film stock from the Barclaycard advert, and we shot it on film.
Nice.
And that's the 18 years ago short film that you're asking about.
Whoa.
Wow.
So Barclaycard inadvertently helped. Spawn.
Yeah, I wouldn't like put that too high in the mix.
Yeah. Maybe you and Tom's sort of writing skills and all of
Yeah,
that were
most
kind
of
of
us,
part of it as
most of
well.
our stuff comes from Barclaycard.
What sort of films were you and Tom Basden watching at that time? Were you sharing film references?
Great idea. So we were living together.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I can march through a few of the films I remember watching with him. We used to do something called Orange Boom Wednesdays.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
Well, I think they did Orange Wednesdays for a bit. On
Obsessed.
you could watch a film if you were on the Orange network.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we used to do Orange Boom Wednesdays, where you go to the co-op and get 8 Orange Booms and watch a movie at home.
Nice.
So we definitely watched.
good.
I'll tell you a classic we watched, which probably was inspirational, is Blair Witch Project. I think we're both interested in watching things which feel like it's possible to make. And so you watched the Blair Witch Project, because I'm like, if I'm watching Top Gun Maverick, I'm not looking at Basden and thinking, do you reckon we've got a Top Gun Maverick in us?
I wouldn't put it past you guys.
I'd love to see you
We
do
can't
that.
make a
like
Top.
a version.
I'd be embarrassed to make Top Gun Maverick. That's
Fair
gobbledygook,
enough.
that film. But if you're watching Blair Witch Project, then you're sort of thinking, that's mad. These people. I mean, they made that for what was it, like 25 pence, was it, or something
Yeah,
like that?
like
I
that.
think
Something
famously
low.
25 pence.
25 pence, and then they made back about
Millions.
yeah. 29 million.
Yeah.
So we definitely watched that one. We both love Mike Leigh.
Nice.
So we would definitely have watched Nuts in May. Have you seen that movie?
I've not.
That must be on the list.
Okay. This is great. I'm getting a whole
Well,
recommendation.
there's
Yeah.
2 so far. And also
enough.
we can't remember the other one. What was the other one? Oh, Safety Last.
Yes, safety last.
Yeah, so Nuts in May. It's a very small film set in, to be fair, must be Cornwall or Dorset. Roger Sloman and Alison Steadman.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness, I can't. It's just beautiful. I'd say it's quite similar to ours in terms of like, it's set in, sort of rural England or Britain, and I know for a fact that it took 18 days to shoot.
Whoa.
Because Alison Steadman came to our premiere, and I saw Alison Steadman afterwards and was fanboying Alison Steadman about Nuts in May.
Nice.
And she asked how long ours took, and I said 18 days. And I said, how long did Nuts in May take? She said 18 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I think Nuts in May also had about 14 weeks of rehearsal.
Yeah. Mike Leigh does a lot of rehearsals.
They're working out what the film would be. Our one was no days of rehearsal and sort of just go on set and see who salutes. But that's definitely one of our touchstones, Nuts in May. And then with Nail and I, and when I first met Tom, I was working in the cinema in Cambridge. He was studying there, and so I know some of his tastes because I was getting him into movies. And I know for a fact that he liked a Taiwanese film called What Time Is It There? You seen that one?
No.
Imagine if we said yes.
Yeah, love that one.
That would be a rug pull.
Nice. And is there something about independent films specifically that you're drawn to?
I think there must be. I don't love the idea of watching an enormous, franchise movie, weirdly. It's nice to watch a kind of original story, which is kind of maybe written by someone who's obsessed with that story, maybe, and that it feels like a labour of love. So I guess I am drawn to those sorts of things. But I don't mind watching a sort of a Superman, an old Superman. But I'm not that interested in watching a new Superman, I don't think. I think I'd rather watch a new story that someone's made up.
I would tend to agree with that. In Wallis Island, I did actually shed a little tear at one point on a particular zoom in to your face. It was brilliant. The acting was incredible. Do you think that comedy prepares you well for more serious roles? There's been a lot of actors who started out in comedy and then go in to have amazing performances.
Who's done that?
Oh, God, so many.
Steve Coogan.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Carell.
Oh, yeah.
All
Just
Steve.
all the Steves.
Maybe it's just because I called Steve.
I do think there's not too much that's different between the two things. I mean, obviously, there's something about watching someone who can do comedy. It's sort of like a superpower. So I think both of those Steves probably fall into that category. But the way that they do it, there's a lot of truth in both things. I've worked up close with Steve Coogan, and so I can see what's happening. I don't know exactly what is happening. I don't think you'd see an enormous discernible difference between him playing a straight role and him playing Alan Partridge. It's all about trying to convey that truth. Otherwise, you're just playing it truthfully as doing a serious role, and then deciding to move into div mode for non-serious stuff. And I don't think the best people really do that. Like if you watch Fry and Laurie when they do their sketch show, they kind of play a straight man and a funny man quite a lot, but they're always alternating between the two. And I don't think it changes that much. They're just really good at acting. And I remember first meeting Tom. I directed him in a sketch show, and it's just very interesting the way that he operates. I was kind of drawn to him every evening when I'm watching this ensemble of people, and kind of interested as to why he was so good at it. But I think it's because he was acting, just doing proper acting, and then allowing the writing to come through. That because the writing is kind of a bit offish if it's comedy. Something's going on there where it's kind of taking you in a sort of unexpected place in a kind of funny way. So then to play it really seriously is probably the best way to do it, I think. I mean, that's certainly what's happening in the film. There's not... I think we're both quite consistent throughout. It's just that some of the stuff earlier on in the film is got lots of sort of jokes and misunderstanding and stuff like that. And some of the stuff later on is a little bit sort of more emotional. I think in order to for it to work, you just have to play it all to understand what your character is, and then just to try and play it all the same. But I mean, I don't know. What do I know?
Sounds like you know a lot.
Yeah, I think quite a lot. Yeah, there's definitely a real consistency in your character. And the difference between the short film and the feature film is that you have the introduction of Carey Mulligan's character. So when in the process of writing the feature did that come about?
Quite late.
Okay.
Well, when you that was the big sort of breakthrough, is kind of working out how the film would how it would be a feature film, and that was sort of what took 18 years. Was also partly being hardwired to think when you finished something that it's finished. I think that's probably quite a healthy thing. But unlike with the other short films that I was saying about, there was no pressing need to go back and write a feature film version of a handbag snatcher and a policeman trapped in a maze.
I mean, I want to see
a very complete story.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I think it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, this, I think these ideas were floating around throughout. I mean, basically, as it got further away from the short, the going back to it would mean that one thing we sort of got for free would be that both of us have aged as actors. In the short film, I get a sort of my favourite musician, brackets current, to come out and play for me. And I guess in the feature film, I get the guy to do that. But when I was really in love with him, or when myself and my wife were watching his stuff years ago, you kind of get that sort of slight time lapse. So there's a kind of nostalgic thing happening, and I guess there's more life happening in the film, and more pain, and more depth of time is happening. Carey Mulligan's character Nell fed into that. I guess my main sort of story in terms of that isn't in the short and is in the feature is that I have a life, and I am actually a human being with like a past and a love of my life who's no longer with us. And then Tom's character Herb has a former lover and someone who he was very close with, but some years ago. But yeah, that one, but both were very useful. But the fact that Nell is actually on screen, it sort of unlocked the whole film. And then the fact that Carey played Nell was very helpful for the film.
Yeah. Because I mean, I heard the story that that you wrote her an email saying film opportunity, and she was like, "Well, I have to say yes to this." But was she the immediate person that came to mind when you were writing the character of Nell?
I always find that when you're writing a film or writing anything, there's a lot of procrastination, and it's a much easier thing to just stop writing and just start writing a list of people. So we did that a lot with Nell, and we gradually crystallized it down to our favorite 10 or something, and Carey Mulligan was by a stretch our number one. And that was when I said to James and Tom, I've got her email, and I can email her. And they were like, they reacted as if I'd said, I've got the key to a bank and I think we can rob it.
I've won the lottery twice.
But I emailed her film opportunities, and
amazing,
a big opportunity for Carey Mulligan. And she wrote back that day saying, I mean, I'd love to read the script.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's like Takeshi's Castle. Do you know that show?
I do know that. Now that's something I have seen.
So you don't know which doors you're going to push on, which are like is just a wall, and which doors are going to like fly open. And so the Carey Mulligan door might just have been a wall, and just amazingly you push on that door, and there's Carey Mulligan, because she was aware of what we did, and she listened to our radio program, and so you don't. It's not like just a mad ice cold start. It is actually a person going, they've thought of me for this film. Then obviously it all then rests on whether she'll enjoy the script, and she signed up.
And at that point she wanted to be, because she's an exec producer on it as well, so
I don't know how
that happened.
I don't know how any of that works.
Oh, okay. Neither do I.
But she's a bloody brilliant executive producer.
She executive produced the hell out of that film.
I mean, to be fair to myself, I think I'm an executive producer.
Nice.
So that puts that into perspective. But yeah, she was. It just unlocked everything. She's so good in the film, but also just so good in a sort of a 360-degree way, where she was just brilliant to work with, and a great energy on set. And she's just a really fantastic person. The short, if we'd stretched that to a feature without Carey Mulligan, I think we might have been in a world of trouble. Sometimes in order to stretch something, you have to have Carey Mulligan.
Got to bring up Carey. Yeah. The film, we're talking a bit about the sort of theme of nostalgia in the film, and sort of watching and hanging on to the art or musical references of a particular time. Are you a big film rewatcher?
I don't mind a rewatch. In fact, I think I'm probably almost done with watching.
No new
Bold
stuff.
statement. Okay, yeah.
I think I'm close. Well, I just read a book, and I was about 60 pages in and realised I'd already read it, and just was loving it so much. And it really has opened my mind to the prospect of just I've probably got enough books now, just start again. And I think I am a bit like that with film. I think most people went nostalgic in the lockdown.
Oh, 100%.
And maybe that sort of slightly has reset me slightly, that I like to do that now. I mean, considering how much stuff has been made in the world ever, it is quite mad that I am able to literally have a free evening and think, well, I'll watch 3 episodes of The Office, which doesn't
UK?
really... I'm okay. but I shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, the OG.
It's got to be the OG.
Yeah, but there, I think I did that in lockdown as well, where you just find the things that can just like completely, just relax you and just
bring comfort.
Yeah, comfort.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all about comfort, I think.
But in terms of films that I do that with, I think I've watched A Wonderful Life quite a few times now.
That's amazing. I always watch it at Christmas. It has to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think I will look through films on my, television, and I will. My main reason for watching it is I remember enjoying that. It's so high risk watching something new.
Well, as we've learned, I've clearly got a lot of gaps in my film knowledge.
So
you've only got 3
Found out
gaps.
today. Three, but big
Your
ones.
3 gaps are Safety Last,
Yeah, Nuts in May.
Nuts in May, and what
And
time
the
is it there?
Taiwanese.
Yeah.
The Taiwanese.
Yeah. But that's because I'm a serial rewatcher.
I
So
am
what
as
you
well.
what do you rewatch?
I'm a huge Succession rewatcher.
Are you?
I've watched that like so many times.
The whole way through? Because
yeah.
I've rewatched specific seasons, but I've not rewatched
I'm
the
kind
whole
of
thing.
sort of always watching it.
Like
Okay.
the Forth Road Bridge. Is that what it's called?
Forth Road Bridge.
Well, they're constantly painting it, and then when they get to the end, they have to start painting it again.
yeah,
That's-
kind
yeah.
of like that. Like it's just always sort of happening, and I'll watch other stuff in between. But yeah.
I'll tell you what I've watched recently quite a few times is 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh really?
Okay.
Well, it seems to be on quite a lot, and
Yeah.
I'll just, wherever it is, I'll just sort of, hop on board.
Nice.
Well, that's funny because Richard Curtis had some fairly nice things to say about.
Well, this is why I bring it up.
Well, there we go. Nice.
Teed me up perfectly for that one,
Yeah.
Tim. Said that The Ballad of Wallis Island was one of the best British films of all time. Not even of the decade, of all time, which is pretty
Yeah,
huge.
that
What
was
do you
good.
think makes a quintessentially British film?
Oh,
Because I've got some ideas, but I want to
have
hear
you?
yours.
Oh, great. Well, I don't have any ideas, I don't think.
Okay,
But people have said ours is very British.
it
but,
is, yeah.
So why is ours British?
I think there are a few components,
Here we
just
go.
to give you a
This
bit
is
of an
great.
idea. I think you need a token, what I'm calling the token Yank, an American who often in a British
Oh.
film is either pointing out, oh my God, this is also British, or is kind of the juxtaposition. Food is a big one.
Food. What?
You want something that obviously we've mentioned Monster Munch.
We have a chicken charcuterie,
Dude.
but yes.
Is it true that you stole the chicken charcuterie from James Acaster?
What do you mean, stole it?
You stole the dish. It famously is owned by him.
I most certainly did not
was,
steal
He
anything
was
from James
chatting
Acaster.
some wham on.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. I'm going to start some beef here.
What, on this?
I wish. No, on Off Menu about the
What?
fact that
What are you
he
talking about?
introduced you to that dish.
Yeah, he did.
And then he was watching it.
What
What are you talking about?
The script.
And that you were watching it and he was like, oh my God, that's me. That's my influence to the movie.
He did introduce me to that dish.
Okay.
We went to an Indian restaurant, and he said, "You got to get this." I should be able to do an impression of him, shouldn't I? Can everyone do that?
I was about to try.
I love the fact you're going to.
I know. I'm so happy I stopped myself. Wow.
He said, "You have to have this,"
Yeah.
and ever since then, chicken charcuterie has been
favourite?
my go-to.
Lovely.
Yeah. Then I did that podcast, and then someone, a chef, reached out to me and said, "I make chicken charcuterie. Don't worry about that. I can send you some tins of spice mix." And so she sent me some of those, and then she reached out after she'd seen the movie and said, "Love the chicken charcuterie reference."
Amazing.
It's a very small moment in the movie, but it means a lot to
That's
people.
the same, yeah.
Mhm,
Meaningful.
mhm.
Yeah.
And just circling back, how did you feel about the Richard Curtis comment?
Oh, we're back onto that.
Yeah, sorry. I need to know what your
We
thoughts-
felt very good about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of unexpected, and actually, we've never made a movie before, and it is funny when you just sort of watch it all, unravel itself as you go through it, from making it to it starting to go into the world. And what's weird about that is I remember that happening and it being like really touching and nice that he'd said it. And but it was like about 6 months ago now. But weirdly, that's still really high in the mix, even though it came very early. I think that was really important for our film, amazingly, that I think a lot of people picked up on it. And it's he's such a kind of revered figure and has made such amazing things. But then also said it in such a charming and succinct way that I think a lot of people went, this is a lot of people have mentioned it, and it kind of cut through and it's kind of such a spicy thing to say about a film, that basically say, I think this one is like one of the best ever. And, so I think we were very lucky that he got on board. And yeah, he also did a screening and invited us and invited friends of his to watch this screening, and that was like that was a really nice evening. Where you kind of feel like you're being...
just fawning over you to your face.
Well, you sort of feel like you're being not anointed, but there's something very nice about it. I think he's like an amazing filmmaker and writer and has done amazing things, but I think he also is just on the regs, just a nice person who champions stuff. Another
titan in filmmaking who I'm a big fan of is Bong Joon-ho, and Parasite would be my answer to like, what's the one film moment you're glad you saw in the cinema, like the twist in Parasite.
So good.
And you worked with him on Mickey 17. How was that experience?
Most certainly did.
Your cameos on screen were amazing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Every time you came on, I was like, yes.
It was, I mean, I was very lucky. I feel like one of my favourite parts of that was meeting him for brunch.
Nice.
Where, with his producer, where he's asking me if I would be in it, because he's a very, very fun person, and also he'd made Parasite. I guess that's his 4 weddings and a funeral.
Yeah.
When he really drilled down on it.
I guess so. He sought you out. He was like, I need this man in my film.
I think there was probably a casting director in between. He might have said, I need this man in this film, but it might not have been me. I think he might have said, yeah, I'd be okay with this man in my film. But either way, I did end up being in the film, and then I'm wearing a pigeon costume.
Yes,
yeah.
You are.
An iconic
I'm
outfit.
Pigeon Man.
Pigeon Man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that's your name in the script? No, you have a name.
I don't have a name. I'm Pigeon Man in the script.
You're Pigeon Man in the script, okay.
I'm Pigeon Man in the credits.
Did you... Honestly, I kind of want to spin off because I'm like, I needed a bit more of your character to know like your back. Did you create a backstory for yourself?
I've never created a backstory for a single person I've ever played. Why would you have a backstory? You don't see it. I just waddled around in a pigeon costume.
Yeah.
Your anti-method acting.
Yeah. I think I was grieving the loss of a wife. I hope that came across.
I actually whispered that to myself. I thought, that man is grieving.
I don't know what was going on, but I do know that I enjoyed, getting into the pigeon costume.
Yeah.
And enjoyed several times saying to director Bong, why am I wearing the pigeon costume? And him laughing.
With no answer.
Do we still have no answer on the pigeon costume?
No, my last effort with director Bong was in the I guess it was like a premiere, and I did find director Bong at that and just have one last crack at it and just say, just circling back, Bong, why was I dressed as a pigeon? And him just laughing again and me just going, yeah, pointless. Absolutely pointless director. But
what's he ever done?
Yeah.
Parasite, to be fair.
I just was like, I think it's one of those things where I guess it's sort of somewhere else on the scale where the best thing that from just sort of carving out a career and just plugging away, I think maybe the best thing that's ever happened is the fact that me and Tom got to make our film to date. And then in a different category, things like that happening where director Bong says, would you like to be in this movie? That stuff's really fun because you're then just on this set with kind of, Batman. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Did it feel different being on a sort of smaller budget independent film set versus like this kind of like massive studio sci-fi production.
Epic, yeah.
Yeah, it is different, but I think the main difference between if we are doing a comparison between Mickey 17 and the Ballad of Wallis Island,
Yes, of course. What else?
it is it's where you fit in the film. I think Mickey 17 is your job, I think, is to do it as well as you can, not sort of ruin it for everyone else, learn your lines, just try and contribute as much as you can to make their film as good as it can be and not let anyone down. Whereas doing the Ballad of Wallis Island, that's a different thing, where you're completely responsible for everything, even though you're not, because me and Tom are not the director, who's a different thing entirely, where that's kind of their vision. And I do feel like our director James is just brilliant at galvanizing the crew and all of that. But I do think me and Tom, you're not just going to work, you're like making sure that it's a nice place for everyone to be, and also you have a responsibility to make your film as good as possible so that it's an enjoyable thing for other people to work on, I think.
One more question about Wallis Island, if I may. Tell me about the running tap throughout and who came up with that, because it was hilarious.
Well, the tap is one of
Such a
many
good
things
gag.
that came from the short.
Yeah.
So it is already in there. I'd love to say that it was in the house when we arrived and we had to write it in. Of all of those sort of small choices we were having to make when we developed the feature from the short, you're sort of constantly... There's some stuff which can't go in because it just wouldn't fit in. Running tap, never in doubt.
Gotta be it.
I don't know why. I think it's because even when you watch the short, me and Tom watched the short a lot, embarrassingly. I think we probably watched that film, don't know, 40 times or something.
Yeah.
And it is interesting. I always love that tap because it's just so... If you're trapped with someone actually who's really annoying, and then you go into your bedroom and that's not a safe area
Yeah.
because you're just in there and there's a tap. I just feel for Herb, for Tom's character, every time he's in there, because he goes in there a few times to just escape.
Yeah.
With you chatting on
and
the
it's
other
just
side of the door.
horrible. Yeah, and also I guess there is that thing happening in the film where my guy just never shuts up. So I guess that is
symbolic.
I guess
Never a
I
moment
guess
of
you can
peace.
equate that with the tap. But as soon as the door is closed, he's then in a room with just a really loud tap gushing.
It's devastating.
So it is devastating. So I would say, yeah, it's not a discussion I remember, but us having. That was just incontrovertibly the tap goes in the film.
No,
question.
it works so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Joy and I were talking about our favourite, like what we're terming our Wallis Island picks. So someone that is famous that we would want to trap on an island
Oh, trap.
sorry,
Hi.
a little bit sinister, but have on an island to do a private performance.
Yeah, who would it
for
be?
us. So I mean, I know I'm gonna come across as a bit basic here, but I do want Beyonce, because firstly,
There's no shame in that.
I mean, she's a born entertainer. You know that the vocals are always going to serve, and also then you can ask her all the questions that you want to know. Like,
So you're having dinner with her as well?
oh yeah. So it's like, who would that person be for you?
Oh, look, I'll be completely honest. It is the Beatles.
Okay,
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think on a very 360-degree basis, I mean,
the
I think their
stories they
gig would be
have,
pretty
wow.
decent. And then I think I can imagine, I'd like to cook for the Beatles.
What stage of Beatles would you have them come at? What era?
Well, it would be like, when is that documentary? When is that Get Back?
Let It Be.
They're so young.
Album?
I don't
Yeah.
understand
Yeah, I know,
it.
they're
It's
like
crazy. I just watching that. I just love Paul McCartney so much, and you sort of, I think when you're my age, you just sort of get your Paul McCartney when he's already in his sort of 60s or something, and he's like this sort of old guy who used to be in the Beatles, and then when you see that, he's just like, it just blows your mind how what a genius he was, and then also what an amazing kind of people person he was.
Yeah.
What sort of skills he had to kind of keep it all moving.
I know. Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, I think I'd like to have the Beatles and then cook some chicken charcuterie for the Beatles.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Do you have a favourite quote from a film?
No. Yeah, I do actually. I've got one.
Cool.
It's Fish Called Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And have you seen it?
I actually have. I have.
We did it.
Yeah. It's Kevin Kline saying disappointed when he finds that the money isn't there.
Yeah.
So I think he goes into like a lockup and the money isn't there, and I think he says something like, "Okay," and then he really yells, "Disappointed!"
That's beautiful. Thank you. Is there a film that you claim to have seen, or
Yeah.
that you've pretended to have seen, but
We've clearly
actually
got some film.
you haven't?
film
Yeah, I don't
gaps,
believe
so-
I have claimed that.
Okay,
Yeah.
honest man.
Yeah, but I can start doing that. Which
Yeah,
ones you haven't
go
seen
on,
that I
tell
could
some more lies.
I could say one now.
Go on.
The Graduate.
Nice. And what about favourite film soundtrack?
Graduate again.
To be fair.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, it's I can give you this one. It's The Irony of Fate, which is a Russian film,
Mm-hmm.
and the soundtrack is by Taraverdev. And I would strongly recommend you add The Irony of Fate to your list.
Cool.
It's beautiful. It's
Nice.
about a guy who's at a sauna getting lashed with his friends, and they play a practical joke on him. They get him so lashed and put him on a flight to St. Petersburg, I think, from Moscow, and he's still drunk when he arrives. So he goes to his address, but in the wrong city, knocks on the door. A lady answers. She's absolutely furious with him because it's a drunk guy just on the door. Eventually, she reneges, lets him in, and then it's a love story that plays out over New Year's Eve.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
Ooh, love
Whoa.
that.
I will definitely watch that. Tim Key, thank you so much for being our
This
guest.
has been a
on the
pleasure.
podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to the BIFA Podcast, supported by Kia. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts to get new episodes as they land. And please tell all of your friends about the podcast to help spread the word. We want all the film fans to be able to find us.
The BIFA Podcast is supported by Kia. The hosts are Joy Hunter and Karis Aldridge. Produced by Daniel Aldrich and Kat Butterfield for Audacious Productions alongside the BIFA team. Director of Photography is Louis Hudd. Audio engineers are Nathan Cooper and James Gibbons McGregor. Filmed at Fiction Studios. Thanks for listening.